How's it going? It is Charles Boldness. Today we have a book. It is a very big book. It is a very thick book. It is a very detailed book in what feels like font size 10. It's been sitting behind me for God knows how long, probably 3 or 4 years, just completely collecting dust. Finally, I picked it up. And the reason I picked it up is because Ryan Holiday, I just went on this binge of YouTube videos. Ryan Holiday is an amazing author. I'll link his review below. He wrote The Obstacle is the Way. He was mentored by this guy, Robert Greene. Robert Greene wrote The 50th Law, which is with 50 Cent. He also wrote The Art of Seduction, 33 Strategies of War, and obviously the book that we're going to review today, which is The 48 Laws of Power. Robert Greene is an absolutely amazing author. The reason I say that is, number one, is I've read a lot of books. I know a little bit about the writing styles of people. Robert Greene, I have never seen someone put as much, maybe Robert Greene and Steven Pressfield, and the amount of research that Robert Greene does in this book is phenomenal. He said he spends 2 to 3 years writing each book. The 48 Laws of Power. What I could say is it's not for everyone. One, it's long. Number two, it's detailed. There's a writing style that it's easy to lose track of where you are. In other words, it's not an easy read by any stretch of the imagination. He uses big words, complex sentence, and it's also not for everyone for the simple fact that you may not agree with the law. Some of them are controversial because we live in a PC generation, okay? Politically correct generation. So what he does is, he brings up 48 laws. Each law is about 10 pages. Within the chapter, he brings up a story, what he thinks about it, then another story, what he thinks about it, and then how to apply the law. And ironically enough, at the end, he brings up why this law may not even work. He goes, look at this law, use this law, and at the end, he has an entire page or paragraph or whatever on why this law may not even be a good law. And like I say about any book, is that take what you want out of it. Don't go in and just use this as dogma. So I'll just bring up some of the laws that may be a little bit controversial. Law number 15 is crush your enemy totally. So law 15 is crush your enemy totally. And then law 19 is do not offend the wrong person. So it's opposing laws, but within the laws, it's very specific how to apply it in your life based on the examples that he uses. The way that I read the book is I would read the law, and then he would have like a little 3 to 4 sentences about the law in the beginning, and then you see how to apply the law. And if it works for you, it works for you. It's a 420-page, 430-page book. This is not going to apply to everyone. If the law doesn't apply to you, don't be mad. Like in the beginning, some of the laws, I was like, I don't agree with that. But then you start reading through the chapter and then you say, I can see how it's a way to gain power. Listen, one of the big things that I want to work on this year is boldness. And that was one of the last laws that he brings up. 46 is never appear too perfect. One of my old business coaches, he said, perfection is the lowest evaluation. Perfection is the lowest evaluation. This is really brilliant, is that he goes, Charles, your 80% is someone else's 100%. He says, put in 80% and ship it. Just send it out. Law 28. Like I was saying about the boldness, enter action with boldness. Very, very important if you want to be a leader, if you want to have power. Another one he said, strive for attention. Strive for attention. A lot of us trying to avoid attention, but we want power. That's impossible. Power over people, power over an industry, power over your company. And people look at power as a bad thing. Someone needs to be in power. Someone needs to be empowered. Someone needs to be in the position of power, and someone needs to be empowered to actually influence. When you think of someone that's in a position of power, you're looking up to them. Someone that's very empowered on who they are, they're also in power of an industry, of their company, of their group, of their family, of their children, of their friends. You need to look at power as a good thing. Because power in a bad way will influence people. Power in a good way will also influence people, but in a positive way. He brought up an emperor, Chinese emperor, that slaughtered people. That was power used in the wrong way. Do we want power used in the wrong way? No. You want to read this book and use the power, use your power. Everyone has a position of influence. And if you have a position of influence, then you have a position of power. You need to read the book to understand power, how it's used, how to not use it incorrectly, how to gain power in a positive way so both parties win. That's the most beneficial way to actually gain power and to influence people, is that both parties win. You and the subordinates, you and your children, you and your friends, you and your clients. This is with our politicians. A lot of people, at least in the United States, look at our politicians and they're in a position of power, but they're not using their power correctly. If they read the book, they would take at least the positives, hopefully the positives. 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy. Perfect example of someone that says, my God, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. This is one way for myself to actually apply this in a positive way. Find out the people that are posing as a spy, trying to get power, and then you can easily spot them. So you're not only reading this to, if you're in a position of power, which everyone is, but you're also recognizing when someone has read this book or is trying to implement something from this book to go against you. Number 16, use absence to increase respect and honor. This is very important. Use absence. So absence of your time, absence of your presence, to increase your honor and your respect. This also ironically applies to social media. If you're posting 3 or 4 times a day, your value becomes worthless. Why is Apple, besides they have good products and good customer service, is because they only come out with 1 or 2 iPhones a year. Samsung comes out with 3 or 4 and they have all these products. Apple just does 1 update and they don't tell anyone anything. They don't put out press releases. Their presence is limited, which makes their power increase. They're not as available. Perfect word, they're not as available. Law 29, plan all the way to the end. Law 30, make your accomplishments seem effortless. I already said that before. Law 31, control the options, get others to play with the cards you deal. 32, play to people's fantasies. This is unbelievable. Corporations do this all the time when they say, you need to have this. Law 34, be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. This is Conor McGregor, the UFC fighter. He says it. He goes, you've entered my kingdom. You have entered my UFC. He talks about it all the time, how I'm the king, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. And you know what? He lives up to it. Law 35, master the art of timing. God, this is an amazing book. Law 36, disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Pick up the book. I'm Charles Boldness. I hope you learned a lot from this. If you did, subscribe to the YouTube video. The next one that we're actually going to be coming out with is one of my, a book that has changed my life along with this. The other book is called Sapiens. Linked below is the Ryan Holiday book. Also this. They're affiliated links and it supports the channel. Affiliated means that I get 5 or 6 cents if you buy the book on Amazon. Really like the video. Please subscribe. I come out with a new video every single week. Have an awesome day. Read weekly, read daily. I will talk to you guys soon. Buy the book. Welcome to my bedroom. First of all, we have to talk about how to actually wake up. Number 1 is you need blinders. You need to have 0 light.